If you want to be a competent developer, you need to work on projects, but not just any projects, ones that actually give you the skills that make you stand out as a developer. That's why in this video, I'll share with you 3 types of projects that are guaranteed to make you a programmer. Now, the first type of project that you need to build is something that you have no idea how to build. That's right, you need to pick an idea that seems so incredibly difficult, so far out there, so foreign to you, something that you genuinely don't even know how to begin. I'm talking about projects where you might not even know the programming language you're going to use. You don't know the framework, you don't know the IDE you'll be using, what operating system it's going to run on, something that is so foreign and so out there where you genuinely have to start right from the beginning, pretty much as a beginner. Now, the nice thing is you still have your programming knowledge, and a lot of what you know is going to carry over into that project. However, when you start a project you have no idea how to build, you have to learn a ton, and you have to figure out how to learn as efficiently as possible, so right when you learn something, you can apply it into the project. I find the times I learn the fastest and the best are where I have something I need to build, and I don't know how to do it. That forces me to be resourceful, go out there, learn a new skill, and pick up only the information I actually need to immediately apply it in the project. This is a massive skill, and that's why I want you to build this type of project. Now, what this will also do is help you build your confidence. Being able to finish a project that you genuinely had no idea how to build when you started is going to allow you to realize, hey, I'm a programmer. I'm not just a Python developer or a JavaScript developer. I'm a programmer. I'm someone who can write code in any language, any framework, and I can figure it out. It might take me a little bit longer, but now that I've done it with this project, I feel confident to do it with any type of project. Those are the best programmers, ones that are experienced in multiple languages, multiple frameworks, and have the confidence to know that their skill set can be applied in pretty much any domain, any role, any application, doesn't matter what it is. Now, that's exactly why in my software development course, which you can check out from the link in the description, we teach you multiple programming languages and actually get you to specialize in a specific area of development, so you realize that you can be good at JavaScript, Go, and then you can go and learn DevOps, then you can learn backend, then you can learn frontend. You're flexible, dynamic, and you're someone who really stands out as a junior developer. If you guys are interested in that course, check it out from the link in the description. We have an entire network of employers that are ready to interview the top students graduating from the program. We've already had a few people that have finished the final exams and are just getting to that phase right now. Anyways, I'll give you an example of an app that I built when I was younger that did pretty much exactly what I described. Now, when I was in grade 11, I had only ever written code in Python. I was actually pretty good at development already, but I had really no experience outside of Python and a little bit of C# and some basic web development. Now, I had a problem. I always had to walk every day from school to home. It was about a 30-minute walk, and I constantly had to carry these super heavy textbooks that were like 20, 30 pounds in my backpack, and it really kind of took a toll on me. So what I would do instead is take photos of the textbook pages I needed and just look at them at home. The issue was, by the time I did this the 50th, 60th day, I had hundreds of photos in my camera roll, and it was pretty difficult to actually locate the pages that I needed. So what I wanted to do was make an iPhone app that I could have on my phone that could just organize all of these photos for me and kind of keep a log of all of my textbook pages, homework assignments, questions I needed to do, etc. Now, I had no idea how to build this, so I actually had to start building an iOS app, and I didn't even know what IDE to use, what framework I needed, what language I was going to write in. So I ended up learning Swift, learning Xcode, building a UI, learning all of the intricacies of iOS development, and in about a month, I was able to make this app. Now, this was really the first time in my life that I gained that confidence to feel like, hey, I just went from having no experience how to do this to building a full-fledged iOS app in about a month. What does that mean I can do in the future? That means I can learn any language. That means I can learn any framework, and it really made me feel like much more of a programmer and not just a Python developer. So I encourage you to build similar things like that, especially if they help you in your real-world life. Those are some of the best projects where, again, you constantly have to find exactly the information you need, apply that immediately, and continue that process until you finish the project. Now, the second project you need to build if you want to be a programmer is something that has real users. Now, this doesn't need to be millions of users or hundreds of thousands of users or even tens of users. It could be 2 users, it could be 3 users, it could be your mom, it could be your brother, it could be you who's using the application. But it's so important to actually build something that's used by real people. That's because people interact with an application a lot different than you think. And oftentimes it's very difficult to actually imagine how someone's going to use the code code that you've written, and it makes you think about things in a very different perspective. When you have real people using your application, giving you feedback, you need to think about things in a very different way. First of all, is what I'm building actually helping the user? Is it just cool for me, or is it something that's actually going to be useful and worth their time? Second of all, how easy is it for the user to use this feature? Can they understand it? Is it intuitive? Do they need instructions? It just gives you a very different mindset on things, and it forces you to be almost a product manager while an engineer at the same time, which I think is a really valuable skill. At the same time, you need ways to track your users. Analytics, you need to figure out if bugs are occurring or errors are occurring. You need a way to capture feedback, and you need to design with the user in mind. So I would encourage you, pick some type of application that real people are actually going to use. I'll give you an example of one that I made. My friends and I would constantly complain about who was on aux. Aux meaning controlling the music. And all of my friends pretty much use Spotify. So I actually coded a solution that was going to be used by about 5 or 10 of us, where what we could do is go onto some kind of app, we could see the current Spotify song that was playing, and then we could vote to skip that song or vote to add a new song to the queue. I essentially tried to design a collaborative kind of music playing system so that we no longer had to have these arguments about who is going to be controlling the music at a party, event, when we were playing cards, whatever. Now, I actually put this project on YouTube. You guys can go and check it out if you want to see that. Anyways, this was a real world app where I learned a ton, and I had to constantly communicate with the users of the app and see if they were actually getting the value I intended them to get. There was a lot of changes I needed to make, a lot of things I needed to add, and it really made me think about development in a different way. That's why I encourage you to build an app that has real users. Now, the last type of project you need to build to really become a great developer is something with a team or a partner. You need to go outside of your solopreneur or solo developer mindset and realize how you can actually develop with someone else or with a team of people. Now, this will change a lot of things, especially if you've never done this before, because immediately your code quality now is going to be put into question. Other people are going to be reading and working with your code. People are going to be looking at your pull requests, your commit messages, and it makes you think about things in a very different way. All of a sudden, it's not just for you, it's for other people as well, and you need to learn how to collaborate, how to delegate, how to make sure multiple people aren't working on the same tasks, how to deal with conflicts, how to use Git properly or version control software. And that's exactly why in my course, we encourage you to collaborate with people through our Discord server and our community, and we have all kinds of lessons and resources related to Git, and also just software engineering tools and kind of best practices so that you don't stand out as a complete beginner when it comes to collaborative work. Anyways, I encourage you, find someone that you can work with. Now, you can do this with a friend if you know other people that are into development. You could do this with someone from like a Discord group. So whether that be my course or my free Discord server, you guys could check that out. People are always looking for other people to work on projects with. And even if you join an open source project, that's good too. The point is you need to get experience working with other developers, see how that works, the communication channels, and you'll realize that a lot of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis isn't just development, it's actually collaboration. And it really changes the way in which you do things. So to summarize, you need to work on a project that you have no idea how to build, one that has real users, and one that involves collaboration with real people, whether that be a team or a partner. If you do all of that, I guarantee you will massively improve as a programmer, and you will see a huge confidence boost in yourself and the quality of work you can deliver. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.